Potter, and welcome back to New Sprites. There was a gap before I made this video because frankly, it's horrible to watch. As cunningly planned, my god and hero teleported. You can only go to my hero as a commander and the province that my god teleported to. My god is dead. I made a critical mistake. I looked quite carefully at the turn order. Magic phase attacks happen before movement. The turn order reference that I was looking at, as well as having a terrible font, said that units attacking that province were dragged into the attack. In my opinion, it's terribly written because it's incredibly misleading. The only units who can attack a province and join in a magic phase attack are units already in the province. In other words, stealthy units set to attack. Ordinary units that are moving to the province to attack do not join a magic phase attack. Their movement comes after the magic phase battle. Bollocks. That is not a mistake I'm ever going to forget again. My two Mind Lords didn't do too terribly against his capital province defensive ghosts, but in the end, my god died. Even worse is that my god was loaded with gems. I wanted to make sure that even if Therados burned his labs down, I had enough gem reloads to prosecute the war effectively. So I've lost my god and about 30 gems. This was a very expensive mistake. The battle for Therados' capital went extremely well. My planning paid off. I lost very little chaff, most of it slaves, and the stuff that isn't has a higher upkeep, so I don't care. I put his capital under siege. I'm not the only person who's made mistakes this turn. I've taken two provinces with no province defense. We'll see which they are. And there's another battle. We'll have a look at that on the strategic map as well. I have a couple of luck events. Two good. The one in my capital is not good because my god just died. And we got the forts under siege. I know that it's important to get Therados' forts under siege as fast as possible, because that's where his ghosts spawn. If they're under siege, they don't spawn. When we look at the strategic map, we can see that there's another fort I have to put under siege, and I want to get that locked down as fast as possible. His capital is also under siege, but he has 500 wall strength there. Unlike most underwater nations in the early age, he gets really strong forts. My capital, by contrast, has only half the wall strength. I'm taking what I think is probably a risky move this turn. I'm sending the same siege units onto the fort I just got eyes on, and leaving one unit with a few siegers to maintain the siege on the castle. This is where the risk is. It's a very small force. He could easily break out and crush them. His raiding army is a thorn in my side. I think they're quite likely to come back to the capital, but he'll not be able to trace income from the provinces he's taken, and I'm going to be retaking provinces behind him, hoping he doesn't backtrack. I've tried to defend the province that I thought he was most likely to move into. I did do some damage, killing about a fifth of his units. Unfortunately, I was unable to conquer his ghosts, and I couldn't afford enough province defense to make it more likely. It's a shame. I invested 100 gold in the Polypal Mother, who had had preaching for a turn, and that happens before battle, so I got a tiny effect out of it, but not a lot. The scales in that province are still one death, and with my god dead, it's going to be even harder to push Dominion. Although I'm besieging another capital, and I'm going to win this war, I will not be in a very strong position thereafter, because I have to get my god back. He's the only way I can get my aquatic units out of the water. I've hardly recruited any priests. Although some of my Abadai are holy, they should be busy researching or defeating Therados. The death of my god has put me in a spin. What's bad is that he constitutes 3 temple checks of his own and 1 guaranteed success. He would have been on Therados' capital. He should have been spreading my dominion and my better scales, and stopping Therados from killing my new provinces, as well as a dominion effect. Because I don't have priests, I'll have to spend mage turns calling my god back. This tailspin shows a bit in my recruitment this turn. I'm recruiting another Abadai in the capital. He's holy, so he can call the god back as well as research. It turns out that losing your god is quite a bad thing. I've got a small expeditionary force attempting to take the Hoburg province. I should be able to, they're only little and there aren't a huge number. Theranos was indeed using his god to site search, so the provinces I've taken are quite wealthy in gems, so my gem income is solid. I'm still poor as shit though. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.